He kōna ipurangi tēnei nā te reo irirangi o Aotearoa.
Kia ora whānau, just a heads up before we get into it. This episode of Orators Anonymous contains mature themes and some spicy language, so listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Orators Anonymous, a new Māori Pacifica queer-coded podcast brought to you by Wheke Fortress Gallery, streamed weekly on Twitch channel Rev TV. Hosted by Coco, Manu and Mush. The theme this week? Crashing in, not crashing out. What do meltdowns have to do with eugenics, quantum mechanics, bilingualism and praxis with an X? Meet the girls in Whakarongo Mai. Hi!
Kia ora!
Kia ora!
Hai taka usa.
Tihe wini wini, tihe wana. Tihe ki te whaio ki te ao marama, tihe mauri ora. Nau mai haere mai ki te whare haumaru o te wheke ki maunga kia tamaki makaurau I tēnei pō. I te reo Pākehā, hey! Kia ora, hey girl! Greetings, listeners. Welcome to the very first episode of our podcast, Orators Anonymous, which is the very first stream and official broadcast from Revolution TV. Homai te paki. Period. The views and opinions expressed during this live stream are the views of Orators Anonymous alone and do not represent any affiliated organization. Content and critique is presented for entertainment and informational purposes only, if you get my drift. So, for those who are just joining us, which is literally everybody, including us, we are just joining us.
Real.
Orators Anonymous is a podcast for our Māori Pacifica queer fam in Aotearoa, Indigenous misfits across the Pacific and around the world, working in the artistic, academic and advocacy underground. So I'm one of your three hosts, Coco, and I'm joined here by the beautiful Mushi and the beautiful Manu. Homai te paki anō. Tonight's theme and kaupapa is crashing in, not crashing out.
Not out, yeah.
Grollies,
Yeah.
is there anything you would like to say before we get into it, Mush?
Oh, crashing in. I'm currently crashing in right now.
Crashing in?
Yeah, it's on the pulse.
Fair.
I feel. Yeah.
Manu?
I'm also crashing in. But also in like a really good and controlled way. Something heck has happened yesterday and I dealt with it in a way that made me think.
Growth. My crash out, I kind of did a little diary entry. Can I read it to you?
Yes, please.
Okay, it's kind of connecting our current psychic attacks and legislative changes towards Māori with multiverse theory. So with multiverse theory, a theory within quantum mechanics, there's the belief that every choice you make splits you into a new reality. So there are infinite realities and dimensions in which you exist, and every form of you is different. So there'd be a me who was a chef, and there would be a me who was really athletic, and there would be a me with like a fatter ass, but I highly doubt that. I think that's the dimension that we're living in.
Honey,
Yeah.
in every world.
Every world, every reality.
And so I think that despite those differences across all of space and time, in every single different dimension, I am Māori.
Period.
And in every version of me, I love to be Māori.
Period.
Because even with the incessant, relentless psychic attack of this government,
Period.
who on this plane is hell-bent on wanting to disempower and displace and disconnect me from my various birthrights, from my resources, from my modalities, from my lens, from my power, my existence, I still love to be Māori. And I love to hear Māori language, and I love seeing Māori people and our unflinching ability to be thwarted from our intellect and our coolness.
Period.
So there's nothing that this government can do to separate me and discourage me and to poison my thoughts into thinking that being Māori is anything short of being incredible. That's what I think they call a fool's errand.
Period.
You could never do that.
ever.
You could never do that to me. So when I was crashing out, I was, on that tip. And I was thinking about the roaring passion that they have for monolingualism
Yes, they love it.
and cognitive limitations,
Cognitive
obviously.
limitation.
And like, if your number one crush is like Western Europe, they don't even do monolingualism over there.
No.
Those girlies be like minimum 2, 3, 4
3
languages.
languages.
So like, if you're trying to bite their style, you're not even doing that right.
No.
And it's like in this quadrant, in Oceania, semantic drift, right?
Exactly. And it's that thing of just like, honey, you know how I feel about monolingualism and everything.
You know how I get.
You know how I get, because it makes the kids dumber.
Well, no, it's proven. It's literally proven. I have some of that data too, but in terms of the Austronesian lingual ancient knowledge that is hidden in language, that's how you transmit like your culture to each other. So they're trying to dispossess and displace us from those knowledge systems so that we're no longer fortified.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know why? It's because the grip of the empire is slipping.
It is slipping.
So they are going crazy.
My sister, whose whole career is based on bilingualism within like literature, improving like intellect of the children, like she does also mahi. I said to her, what's some brainy data stuff that I can say? And she said, because there is equal measures of evidence to suggest bilingual brains are capable of learning many words, many phonic systems and symbol correspondences. Like, how easy is Japanese when you speak, Māori, Samoan, like the phonetics of it all. And she said the evidence-based science that they are claiming is one science, but there are many sciences. And this one doesn't make space for children to draw from their full linguistic repertoire. If we can't make space for those phonics, we are implicitly saying that your language is not valued in the knowledge of this curriculum, and your words are not worth teaching.
And also you as a person, as a human, as a self are not valued too, because you're only just validating just one part.
Because your language is like one part of your expression.
Of expression.
There's heaps of talks about like how language is kind of the basis of framework, a cultural framework. And to add on to everything that you were speaking about with your sister, it blocks off like an entire world that you just have to claw back to painfully.
And you know what it reminds me about? The little trailerette that we dropped about eugenics.
Eugenics.
We'd be saying like all nodding at the same time and being like, eugenics.
I mean, funnily enough, eugenics, the term itself, was coined in like the 19th century by Charles Darwin's cousin.
What was Charles Darwin's cousin? Why did he get the mic for?
Well, because he was kind of basing his work on Charles' work, and his like idea was like, well, if natural selection or like selective breeding and thing leads to these variants in like these particular birds on this island that Charles Darwin was studying, he could do that with people. But his idea of that was that social characteristics like being poor, being discriminated against, being actively disenfranchised by the government and or a feudal system that they were living under at the time was completely hereditary, and that you could breed it out. And so what that eventually boiled down to was the forced sterilization of a number of women across the world who were either Roma. In the history of Aotearoa, a lot of Asian women were sterilized. We only have account of a handful of Māori women being sterilized. And that's the history of eugenics here. There's a bit more. It was in the 1920s. It was a whole thing. And basically, the be-all, end-all is that the societal control for monolingualism, monoculturalism is trying to socially breed out the deviants. Who are the deviants?
Yeah, who are even diversity is as a word, the basis of it implies a divergence. Like you divert from a default setting, you know, and it's like, so what's the default setting? So if it's like we're looking for more diversity, meaning we're looking for a divergence for what we deem to be normal. And it's like, which is, well, in my world, you would be the diversity high, not me.
Not me.
Yeah,
Not me.
it's like the whole framing of minority. It's like, oh no, babes, like we're actually the vast majority.
We are the vast
We
majority.
actually are the vast majority.
Also, people beware of naturalization. I hate naturalization. Nothing is natural unless it is in nature. The ways that we are functioning as humans, we make that. That is not nature.
Yeah.
Like,
Watch out for these colonial impulses to actually inject themselves as having a ruling dominion over what is natural. Love that stuff. I have actually been grossly voyeuristic about the person who has been in full kind of limerence AI psychosis in love with her psychiatrist.
no.
On TikTok, I did watch it. I did go, yeesh, yo, and kind of tried to keep it moving. So I do think there is a morbid kind of circus of watching it. I like it when someone is kind of being really vulnerable and for real and just like saying their piece, and then they kind of go, oh my God, thank you so much for the love and support. You know, like it's kind of like a catharsis. When it's kind of a bit more dangerous, I get a bit, yeah, to avocado.
I think, what are my thoughts on it? I feel the same. I feel like there's like a nostalgia behind a really great online crash out. Like, because, you know, back in like 2014, 2013, 2015, when I was crashing out on the internet, it was for the books, and you know what? Nobody gave me flack for it. But now everyone has an audience, and I think social media is at a place where it isn't. Everyone literally is self-publishing.
Oh, absolutely.
So, what are your thoughts?
Oh, yeah. As like a retired manic pixie, very much my relationship with crashing out online is very robust.
Recovering
It's
manic
part of the lore. Yeah, recovering
manic pixie.
Recovering manic pixie.
Still full-time fairy
Still
king.
full-time fairy king, but very much recovering manic pixie. Yeah, I have this interesting relationship with the online space. And even in preparation for this podcast, I literally had to remove myself from social media.
Yeah.
And that was my version of crashing in, because I was like, I can really, the social media becomes the void, and the void I use as the shadow self, as opposed to actually having talanoa and communion with my shadow self. I turn social media into this void, and then I'm just like speaking into this void, as opposed to like speaking directly to the self.
I think I should have more crash outs online because I think I can be a little bit too controlled. You know, I should maybe let my hair down once in a while and have a little manic moment.
I think so.
Yeah,
Could be cute.
Yeah, I did have a great time.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah.
A little crash and burn.
That's
I don't want to, I don't want to be like that other lady, but yeah.
not like that, but like maybe like dissolving the public brand.
Well, she had like two AIs in her ear, you know, and they were like,
She was going crazy, bro.
they were
You're the
just
chosen
like,
one.
you're the chosen one. It's like, you know, and she was like, oh my God, period. Yes. And I was like, no, I don't want to go there. Carl Jung. Jungian theory, that's my shit
Jungian
right there. I
theory,
know it's got its naru, I know. But I can't resist the Jungian archetype.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
And I love their lore with like having like a homoerotic BFF beef with Freud.
Yeah,
Ooh.
really intense.
Like they loved each, and like you hear about how they kind of met and they just like were inseparable and would just talk for hours, and then Jung kind of went, oh, this stuff of your mother, Carl. I don't like it.
He just wanted to have a homoerotic, like lightly sexually charged intellectual beef off with someone.
Yeah, but then they really were
And then
frenemies.
Oh my gosh, it's the enemies to lovers.
Yeah.
Not the enemies to lovers. Not the enemies to lovers, girl. We'll save that for another
We will
episode.
save that.
Because, girl, there's a lot of things going on at the moment up in the air. And, like, there's a lot of things that are going to eventually drive us crazy. Essentially, the enemies to lovers thing is like, about, like, you know, people who despise each other who eventually want to get up in each other's
A
knickers.
popular romantic trope in pop culture. However, it has
its roots in colonialism.
Yeah.
But also, this is not us trying to deter you from reading that football nerd, like, fanfic smut. Or, like, you know, shipping your favorite characters in a show who are, like, really horrible to each other. Still do that. You know?
Oh, yeah.
It has roots in colonialism because it infers and implies that conquest is not only inevitable, but it is good for you. Or it is
good.
And it's like, it's kind of that thing, you know, when people type down in TikTok comments, well, you wouldn't be on TikTok if it weren't for if it weren't for the technology that we brought to your It's a very Interview with the Vampire, Anne Rice, Lestat, and Louis.
I think that everything is framed as consent. It normalizes a narrative of your enemy, aka your oppressor. They ain't so bad.
They ain't
and
so
it's
bad.
like, and they like emboss that into the
That's
psyche,
it.
and they even go on to make it like a romantic trope. Like,
It's grown a lot more complex these days, where eventually the enemy will help dismantle the system, but the roots of it still stand. You know what I mean?
I really like that theory. Were you reading about that?
A video by the fantastic Princess Weeks on YouTube. And also for the eugenics stuff, there's a great book about eugenics in and around Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, named Eugenics at the Edge of the Empire. Right?
I was thinking about, if I'm going back to the kind of lingual legislation stuff that was happening, I think it was like, I just have to leverage what I have. And it was kind of giving the power back to me. And so I used a kind of a crashing in-ish moment. And I feel like this is kind of like transforming it into like a very attractive crash out, putting people on notice, you know? And it's kind of like saying to people, I don't really care how much Māori you know. 1 word, 2 word. I need to hear that kia ora. I need to hear that ka kite. I need to hear that ngā mihi. I need to hear that ngā mihi nui. I need to hear that ngā mihi mahana. I don't care how happy and warm you really are. I ain't. And I'm going to say it anyway. You know, so it was kind of just like, lock in, use what you have. Mariah Carey, I'm going to do the best with what I've got. You know, so I really needed a crash-in moment to then really like have a glow up and have a like recalibration. And you ain't going to get that if you're just trying to homogenize your feelings and like bottle them up. You have to let the girls know what's going on.
It festers. It just eats away. I think for me, like, crashing out and crashing in is inevitable. It's part of the curriculum, but I think one's an assignment and one's an examination.
You girl.
Yeah.
When
so it's like crashing in, like sitting with your tutor.
Yes.
And getting like all of the like little equations and like mood boarding the problem. And crashing out is the execution of your learning.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What we would call a curriculum when you are being presented with an onslaught of fuckery from the outside world. Yeah, got it. Remy!
So we have a question from Luca. What do y'all consider a handbag, literal or metaphorical, essential in this day and age?
A handbag?
Oh, a handbag essential. If it was legal. If it was legal in this country, a stun gun or mace, but that is not legal. So I would go for. So I would go for a dupe perfume and a really high-end perfume at 50 mils.
You're feeling a little bit customs, like 50 mils.
Yeah.
50 mils.
Cute.
Mine would have to be, which I keep on me at all times, a butterfly dagger. Yeah. I love this name. You know, sometimes, people just be trying the girls.
You just never know.
You just never know.
And the people are crazy. The people are crazy. The people are emboldened.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I've been saying that. With the current shifts, people be emboldened. They have the confidence to say the quiet part out loud now. Yeah,
But
so
they're also quite camp.
camp. Yeah.
It's kind of like, it's quite, it's like, you want to be so bad.
But it's all kind of like you're jagged and ill-fitting, like, bad,
Ill-fitting,
kind of like.
literally.
That's the campness for me, is it
Yeah.
looks a little bit look sharp. Shout out, look sharp.
Shout out to
Shout out to Look
You
Sharp.
do your big one in here. Like,
That's
Vicky,
it.
we rely on you, but I don't need that in terms of like political
No.
aesthetic
No.
choices. So we've got a taser
Yeah.
and we've got a butterfly dagger. I'm going to be really pedestrian and vanilla, and I'll say good lip gloss. A good lip stain is always handy. And a weapon.
Yeah, a weapon.
I got some good stuff on my key ring. I think you got to be sensible. A girl's got to be smart these days. I always say that. We're living in, essentially a hellscape.
Yeah. It's responsive praxis.
Yeah, praxis. When do you use the word praxis over practice, by the way? I didn't go to art school. When people drop that X, I'm always like,
Yeah.
ta-da.
I had learned it from one of my supervisors years ago. And so, to my understanding, praxis is the theory actualized. And the theory, or the method, done.
Oh, so when my theory is embodied,
Yes,
that's a praxis.
That's a praxis.
No, but I love that because you know what? Some of these girlies in that field need to get their theories into praxis. Because
Every time I hear the X, I'm like, sounds really sexy, but did you make a mistake? Are you okay? And now I know what it is. I'm like, did you make a mistake? Because I still don't see it.
Because, honey, the methodology is not in praxis.
Not in praxis.
It's not in praxis.
So yes, I hope that answered your question, Luca. Thank you so much for your question. We're coming off as emboldened ourselves. I'm so proud of how we protect ourselves in this day and age.
That's it.
Yes.
But also, these are the learnings that we're getting from crashing out, crashing in.
Down.
Yeah, because the Black Mirror dystopia stuff and everyone before the pandemic was like, it's so crazy, and now it's like,
Literally.
nothing's crazy, everything's a bit psycho. Like, you got to have that thing on you, literally and existentially speaking. You got to have your wits about you too.
Literally. Well, how do you reckon we stay regulated when everything is so kind of at a macro level and at a micro level so dysregulating?
So dysregulating.
Well, how do you regulate? You have some really good rituals and practices to get down on the ground
Down
again.
on the ground, yeah. And in my little butterfly dagger case, I also have my incense.
Period.
And so I'm lighting that and I'm smelling that familiar smell and I'm just grounding, just being with the girls and just being like, I'm not crazy. This is a crazy world. We're doing some crazy shit. There's just craziness everywhere.
Because perfume and aroma is time travel and healing, and it can actually be used as a sensory tool, to kind of transport you to either a time or to a mode.
Yeah, literally. And whenever I smell the Saint of Sandalwood, for example, I'm instantly taken to the temple where my auntie took me and all of my cousins and nieces and nephews and were meditating.
Yes.
And so it just like takes me straight to this safe place.
Period.
But like honestly though, it's just like it's so dysregulating, just like every day. So just having all of these little rituals or practices, like
How do you regulate?
I am a big believer in money therapy.
Period.
Money talks.
Money talks.
Yeah,
Dirty cash, I want you. Yeah, right.
Like, but it's just because, like, you know, I've done the talk therapy thing. I've done like all of the dancing thing.
So you like PayPal,
yeah,
Venmo,
like
cash.
But the one thing that for me in all of those modes that I know is true and I know is constant is like, sadly, yes, moving. You gotta move. You gotta move. You gotta move, and you have to be in community 24/7 all the time.
Real.
Like, because then it's exactly what you were saying, Mushy. Like, if you lose sight and become really like tunnel vision about the experience and like forget that you're experiencing it with your peers alongside you, girl, then yeah,
because you buy into that again, colonial, heteronormative, kind of patriarchal idea to silo yourself away, cult of the individual.
That's it.
I'm the only one who's ever suffered from this, thus nobody would ever be able to relate to me because my problems are so different and I'm so amazing and just everything I go through is so original and no one in the history of the world has or will ever go through what I'm going through. And it's kind of like, no, girl, you need to maybe link up with somebody and
outside.
dilute it.
That's it. Go and talk to a girl.
And it kind of also interlinks with the enemies to lovers trope because that also kind of puts so much weight on romantic love, but it does not touch on community and the power of alofa in praxis.
That's it, honey.
I might have to, I'm gonna work on the praxis build up. But the platonic kind of and romantic hierarchy that are always beefing out. And then I think community is this whole other genre where it can be anything and everything.
That's it.
We weren't supposed to live tormented on our own.
No.
We're supposed to share the raru, right?
All the time. How about you, Coco?
I was just thinking about your kind of sandalwood modality, and it just reminded me how I was in the back of an Uber and I was wearing my new French perfume that I bought in France. And the Uber driver was just spiraled and was like, "What is the perfume you're wearing?" And I was like, "It's my perfume from France." And he goes, "Sandalwood, my ex-girlfriend. The year is 1981. I'm in Fiji." Told this big story. And I was really like at the mercy of his, like, I don't know, his healing or something. I was just like, you're going to have to pay me extra if you want to like kind of role play anything, Cuddy. But I was just thinking like how powerful it is as a tool. But in terms of how I regulate... Oh boy, oh brother. I think I just marinate and meditate. I just kind of like wait until I have some space and then I process and I name things. I read somewhere, which is code for I saw on TikTok, that you can kind of, if you say things out loud, be they affirmations or be they meditations or even just naming something that dysregulated you out loud, voice notes. It's kind of like it's better for you cognitively to have like physically released it.
Yes.
Wow.
Actually, me and Coco told me something many a year ago that actually stayed with me for a really long time. She told me that like the Maori Atua have a domain over every single part of your body, and that Whiro, the god who's usually associated with not so nice things, is settled on your tongue. and that when you are compelled by fetal, you have to expel him from your tongue.
Not me having no recollection of this and being like, bars. Wow, I have no memory of this. But I love that I told you that.
She was channeling.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, bro.
That's incredible.
It was during our Papa Joe days. and
Delamere,
Delamere.
knowledge systems down. Love that Mātauranga
That's
stuff.
it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to talk to you about what I said to you later and learn. How are we going?
What's up? Yeah, we're going pretty good. Would you like another question?
Yeah, maybe like one more for the road type beat.
What are your favorite movie, TV, book, etc. tropes?
Oh.
It has to be you.
I know,
Yeah.
I know.
This is our smut analyst. This is our bookworm
Look,
down.
To be fair, the smut that I've read is really terrible. Like, I've recently started, I can't even say it on here because people are going to look at me fucking weird.
We're the people, and we ain't going to look at you weird. It's going to be like...
Period.
I'll keep it like, enemies to lovers. Enemies to lovers.
So you like conquests.
I love conquest. You have to remember, I went to an all-boys Catholic high school, and so pretty much my entire kind of romantic framework
Had an enemies to
had
lovers energy.
enemies to lovers tint to it.
Yeah.
And
That's why you've been researching about the... Got it.
You know, the irony of being in a Christian school, dabbling in romantic conquest, yeah, it's not lost on me.
Yeah, that's one of your faves?
It gets me all the time because I'm hostile. I'm truly hostile. And if people can make it through that,
They win the world.
Yeah, because I'm just like, you made it.
It's true.
You made it through, and you made it through, and now I can put my bosom on you. And,
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And, you know, so it's like enemies to lovers. I love a good, like, childhood bestie, unrequited love. We separated and we didn't see each other for 10 years, and we've come back together, and it's like, oh, like...
Love that one.
Yeah, love it. And I love a good, like, the one who's got away comes back.
I was about to say, I love the one that got away.
The one that got away.
That's it for me.
You better yearn, ho. The
What
one that
about-
got away.
That's it. Honestly,
bad.
the yearning, the pining, in the mood for love, girl.
Too damn bad.
That's it. In the mood for love, Portrait of a Lady on Fire, like, just the yearning, just the desperation,
yes.
girl.
You're number one.
Yeah, girl. It's okay. Anyways, what about you? Chip?
I think maybe not necessarily trope, but I just love like metaverse or anything with like world building, portal jumping. That's why the Luniverse got me good. I was like stuck in the Luniverse for a long time. Yeah, I just love building worlds, kind of that sci-fi whimsy touch of things. Yeah. In terms of a trope, I think I might maybe love it all, or maybe I need to like watch more or read more.
There is no such thing as a tired trope in your world. Everything.
Yeah, I'm like,
everything
okay,
can get
period.
woken up.
Okay.
It'd be like that.
I do remember literally throwing a book at the wall. But when I finished it, I was like, what the fuck is this? And then threw it. It was like when it's literally like the character just spends the entire time out of consciousness.
Oh,
and then it's just like the entire time they're just like, oh, I'm
Are you talking about it was all a dream?
Yes.
Girl, I hate
literally like,
that.
fuck you and fuck, and I just want to
hate
throw
that.
it.
Hey,
I
guess
hate
what?
that.
It was all a dream.
Yeah, girl.
Like, yeah, that just
Yeah,
kind of
lazy, eh?
It is lazy.
I think coming back to my multiverse kind of thing, I just love sliding doors.
Yeah.
What could have been, what should have been, a different me is out. I had all the money in the world and the success, and what did it mean without you? You know?
Yeah.
I love love that because I love thinking that rich people are unhappy, although I highly doubt it. I'm always like, yeah, but you're yearning and you're missing soul and meaning, right? It's
But
like,
they
no.
are yearning, but they are yearning,
yearning.
you know, and like that's the whole thing around this whole racist nostalgia that they have. Like they're yearning for something clearly.
Racist
Yeah.
nostalgia. What was Dua Lipa's album?
Future nostalgia.
nostalgia.
Shout out to the pandemic. She dropped that during the pandemic, and she did this amazing performance, I think, at like the MTV Awards or some award show.
I love that record.
Girl, it's an incredible record.
I fuck with Dua Lipa heavy on that
Heavy,
record.
and she's a clever girl. Have you seen like her? Like she did this really poignant interview with like
She did
Ocean
those
Wong.
literary reviews.
Yeah.
And she be
Oh.
big brain.
She's big brain. She's fab.
Fab.
I love.
I'm hoping that we
Love
give
you.
off that kind of...
Yeah.
Look,
Are
first
you
episode
watching and
did
you're
it.
shocked at how brainy we are? Is it giving Dua Lipa?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
thanks everybody for joining in. I was in charge of the Māori style housekeeping up the top of the episode, and Manoa's going to see us out.
I am going to see you out. Thank you so much to our numerous viewers who have joined us here tonight at Orators Anonymous, filmed in-house here at Whike Fortress. Thank you for joining your hosts, Miss Coco, Miss Mushy, and Miss myself. Thank you so much to our moderator and our tech whiz queen, Miss Remy Shvenki. Thank you so much for our in-house Whekatentis who are screaming their heads off. And if anything, we hope that our quaint kōrero has inspired you to go home and chat with your friends, your family, your peers, your community, because this is kind of the only way that we have outside of protest action and political violence.
This is how our views. Yeah, this is how our views don't get suppressed.
That's it. Exactly. Power be to you. God bless. Good night.
Good night, everybody. Bye. Kakite. Mai mahara kakite.
Orators Anonymous was made with Pūtau Tautoko from Creative New Zealand, New Zealand On Air, and the RNZ Arts and Culture Podcast Co-Fund. The creative director is Coco Solid, the producer is Esther Lelua, the assistant producer is Mary Adios-san, the producer/Twitch producer is Remy Shavinke, the hosts are Fuima Ono, Tuema Fuiva, Falese Taua Mush Lesefo, Manu Vaya, and Coco Solid. Sound design, composition and editing, Tokero Teokotai Brown. Ngā mihi to strategic advisors Rosabelle Tan and Yana Tenahu Owen, and the RNZ podcast teams Justin Gregory. Follow and listen to Orators Anonymous wherever you get your podcasts.